Hey guys, today we're going to do a video on adding CarPlay to the L405 Range Rover. It's going to come with a big mess of cables that look like this. That looks a little intimidating, but it's only 4 connections. It's really not that bad. Love the Range Rovers, but at 10 years old, this truck is starting to show its age without the kind of modern tech stuff. So we're going to go ahead and add this. It's going to have a couple of different spots for you to plug in connectors. I'm going to show you where it goes and we'll get this thing working. All right, so to start, you can go ahead and remove face panel. This is just a pull. You can kind of pull up on the edges. Depending on the age of your vehicle, plastic kind of gets brittle after some time, so you don't want to just yank on it. You want to try and kind of go easy, and essentially what you're doing is you're pulling these pins right there. This is going to give you access here to a couple of different things. You're going to need a T20 right here, and you're going to remove the 4 screws on the outer edge. Okay, this will get you this piece off. Now this is what holds your trim panel on, and now you'll have access to 4 more, and these ones hold your side control panels on here. Now once you've got these off, these little panels will pull out, and you can just kind of fish them down to the side a little bit, just like that. The setup that I'm using, and there's 4 more here, setup that I'm using retains the original screen. Some of these kits will come with a whole new screen. I've not had great experience with those units. They're always really buggy. So this solution may be better if you don't want to tinker with a bunch of stuff afterwards. All right, now from here, you're gonna have access to the back of the unit, and you're gonna be looking for a couple of connectors. I'll show you with the harness that came with it which ones you need to disconnect, but all of these are labeled, so you don't really have to worry about losing track of where they go. They're all color coded, which is really nice. And we're gonna go ahead and get the 4 connectors that we need and start hooking up this unit. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set this up here just so that you can see what needs to be connected. There are a couple of things that are important on this. The first one is going to be this LVDS cable, and you can go ahead and install that here. There are some toggle switches. These are important if your vehicle needs to have the dip switches adjusted. Most should be fine just from the factory, but that's the first one that will connect. The next one that will connect is the cam, which is right here. And all of these can only go into one port, so you don't have to worry about kind of hooking it up incorrectly. Okay, just like that, and you should feel it click into place. Okay, then we have the Wi-Fi antenna, which is right here. Just clicks in like that. It's your Wi-Fi antenna. And then lastly, you have your USB, which is going to go right here. Okay. And now you've got the 4 things hooked up. We can go ahead and get it set up into the system. As you might have already guessed, essentially what we're doing is we're tapping in line with this kit from here and with this one here. And then your additional functionality comes from these 2 sides. So the antenna for Wi-Fi, which this should be mounted somewhere away from metal. If you can kind of mount it on the lower portion of the windshield or essentially anywhere for good Wi-Fi. And then the USB, of course, is so that you can plug in your phone, though this unit does have wireless CarPlay, which is nice. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hook up the LVDS first. As you probably guessed already, these blue connectors, you're gonna pull the blue one out here, and then you're gonna plug it in to the harness, just like that. And then you're going to replace this, just like that. And then we're gonna plug in the CAN bus here, which is gonna be this lower one here. Connect it like that. And this essentially lets us go in line to the screen. Okay. Okay, we are going to move this up out of the way. Save this cable. Okay, and then we're going to take these off. And they'll have some little things on them. Mine unfortunately don't. Let's see if this one has it. Yeah, they'll have these little clips on 3 areas. And this will give you access to remove this. Okay, and then you're looking for this one right here. And we're gonna take this one right here. Okay, I want to show a couple of configuration things that you'll need to do to set this up once you've got everything installed. The first is you need to make sure that your audio video is in auxiliary. And so you go here, hit source, and then hit auxiliary. This makes it so that the sound can come through your speakers correctly. And then the second thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go into setup, screen, and then timeout to home should be off. In default configuration, this is set, I think, to 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. And so you'll notice when you're driving, you'll have your, CarPlay GPS directions up, and every few miles it will go back to the home screen. To avoid that, you'll need to change that setting. So once you've got it installed and it's configured correctly, I'm going to see if I can do this while I'm recording here. You'll hear some beeps, and then you'll get this screen when you plug it in. And after the first time you plug it in, it should automatically go to CarPlay once you've selected on your iPhone to allow for the permissions. And so you'll get the screen popping up, and everything will work as normal. So you can go to GPS. Obviously, you can set these things here. But from there, it will work as normal. One other thing, I'll put in the description, there are a couple of different toggle options that you'll need to set on those dip switches depending on your model. Now, some will, as I noted earlier, some will work with everything set to the 0 position, some will require the 4th position, some will require the 5th, some will require a combination. So I'll put those into the description so that you can get this set up. But I've tried a couple of different systems in these Range Rovers. I really like this one, so I'll go ahead and put that link to this specific system in the description so you can check it out. Unfortunately, this does keep the 7-inch screen. I know there are some that are advertised with a 10 or even 12.1 or 12.3 inch screen. This implementation, in my opinion, is the best that I've experienced. There are no issues with how your video turns on, so I'll go ahead and I just put the truck in reverse. You can see it works perfectly. It's like as it was stock, outside of having to set that those couple of settings that I just did. So with that, I'll close out and hope this helps somebody. Thanks for watching.